Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business edition. Before we dive on in, I want to highlight my affiliate, Mint Mobile. I've been using Mint Mobile myself now for about 6 months, and so far it's working pretty good, except I can't seem to close that little X button. Oh boy. Anyway, I get $15 is what I pay per month. You pay it in a few months at a time. So if you're paying 3 months at a time, I believe it's going to cost me $15. I get 3 gigabytes of data, and then it gets cheaper and cheaper the more you buy in advance. So absolutely, Mint Mobile is definitely worth checking out. I haven't had any other issues with the service, and frankly, I love the service that I'm getting with it. And the price is absolutely fabulous. tlm.li/mm. All right, let's dive on in. First, some updates. Mercedes-Benz reportedly pulled the plug on its subscription service after poor sales. A subscription service for a Mercedes is definitely a limited market item. So I'm completely not surprised that it is had poor sales. And so, you pay, what is it like, was it like $800 a month, I think it was? Oh, I'm sorry, let's see. The Signature was $1,095 a month, Reserve for $1,595, and Premier for $3,000 a month. A one-time joining fee of $500 is also required. They decided to do away with it because apparently nobody wanted to do a subscription service for a car because they're not morons. But anyway, that's an update. Other car news. Apparently Tesla's up to its old trick again. There was a police officer in, was this Massachusetts, I think? Massachusetts police officer. He stopped on the side of the road, stopped some dude for, I don't know, whatever he stopped some dude for, and doing his thing. And a Tesla's like, hey, look, a police car. Let's accelerate into it. So the driver of the Tesla says that, yeah, his autopilot was turned on and he must not have been paying attention. No kidding. So he apparently wasn't paying attention to anything. And the Tesla decided to barrel full speed right on into the back of the police car without any warning, because those little thingies, the little warning thingies, apparently those little warning thingies in Tesla mean accelerate. Because whether it's a fire truck, a police car, or a divider medium, Teslas like to accelerate and steer into those things. Maybe it's some testing protocol they forgot to disable before they shipped them out, but we have yet another case of this. So definitely avoid putting those warning stripes on the back of your car. It tends to cause Teslas to drive full speed ahead into the back of your vehicle. So yeah, yet another crash. And I'm telling you, all these guys we're going to see in a later section that some people want all this smart technology implemented in all our cars. I'm sorry, I don't see the point. I lived through Windows 95. Until the group of people who lived in Windows 95 dies off, I don't see full automation coming to vehicles, because we don't want, like, it's bad enough when your Windows 95 computer blue screens of death, or even your Windows 10 computer blue screens of death, but when it blue screens of death at 65 miles an hour, you're doomed, all right? And that's why purely autonomous cars, not a good thing, all right? Not a good thing. All right, search engine startup asks users to be the customer, not the product. So it begs the question, would you pay to use the internet for a promise of privacy, or would you just rather use Google? Let's just pretend that Startpage, DuckDuckGo, a lot of these other ones don't exist anymore. You're stuck with either paying for a search engine for privacy or using Google. What do you do? What do you do? Let me know what you guys think. All right, so on this one here, we have in November 2017, what is up with these people's names? Like, I swear they're just drawing letters out of a hat. I mean, can I even, okay, let me try his last name. Ramaswamy? Head of Google's $95 billion advertising arm left the company after a scandal concerning advertisements for major corporations found on YouTube videos that put children in questionable situations. Ramaswamy, told New York Times that shortly after that incident, he decided he needed to do something different in his life because an ad-supported model had its limitations. So he wants to do a startup company, Neeva. It's something different. It's a search engine, but to get around the pushing and serving ads thing, you have to pay for it. Now, it's not quite up, so we can't quite look at what it looks like yet, but they are promising here, we do not share, disclose, or sell your personal information with third parties outside of the necessary cases below. And then it just goes on to be a basic privacy policy for a company, which is kind of crazy. Categories of services whom we entrust personal information, IT and related services, payment processors, analytics providers. Very interesting. That means it's not actually private. Customer service providers and vendors to support the provision of services. Interesting. So affiliates, we may share personal information with our affiliate companies. So you're paying them for privacy that will give your data to analytics companies and affiliates. I'm sorry, I don't have a big old stupid tattooed on my forehead right here, so I will not be purchasing your service. Between those two options, give me Google any day of the year, and that's a frightening sentiment. So anyway, would you guys use Neeva? I mean, it looks like a top-notch, privacy-respecting company to me. Let me know what you guys think. All right, the new Windows 10 Edge update apparently is slowing down some brand new and pretty big PCs to a crawliness. So another update, another set of problems. That's what they're saying here. Have you found your PC is slower than usual after installing the recent Windows 10 update in the Edge browser? You are not alone. A number of users are reporting their system performance and boot times have been negatively impacted by Windows 10, the Edge update. So some people in the comments are like, yeah, my computer's huge and it's like rolling too slow. So apparently you can go to the Edge to I don't know. Why does it say can? Can somebody enlighten me to this? But anyway, apparently getting the new Edge version, and it pretty much slows your computer to a crawl. Probably because of all the data mining it's doing in the background. They just forgot to turn off the thing. They forgot to meter the connection and just allow it to upload, and whoever knows. But very frightening anyway. Very frightening anyway. Why am I still on my Mint Mobile screen? My apologies for that. Let's see. Web Skimmer hides within EXIF metadata extra affiliates credit cards via image files. So we reported on something like this a couple weeks ago where the favicons of a site were being compromised. And actually I saw it was a report, it either came from Google Search Console or one of the other ones that we had plugged into a client's website. I get a call, he's like, it says the favoricon's not looking. I think it was Search Console, I think. So the guy does marketing stuff and I do a lot of the website stuff. Well, we're working with this stupid company that I told him a while ago, don't work with this company, but he insists on it. So they keep on working with this company. And this company keeps on loading, instead of putting the images on our server and loading the images for our server, they're putting all of the links to the images on their server. So we have our websites loading the data and then pulling all of the images from off server. Well, they did that with the favicon. And so when this company started serving favicons for other websites from other servers, Google Search Console goes, hey, warning, we have a favicon coming from a different server. I was like, yeah, hacks were found in this type of stuff, and I just had to revert and fix their favicon system. I've been slowly going through and blacklisting that companies from putting their images elsewhere for the good of the blog, so this one's a little bit different, and where what this is doing is they're hacking into the server, and instead of hacking into the server and changing the core files, this, by the way, is affecting, if I remember correctly, is this? Yeah, this is the one that's actually affecting WooCommerce sites. So if you have an unpatched WooCommerce site, and my apologies for having to update that nonsense in the latest version, because they put like the deferred JavaScript loading crap that makes the entire web run like a slow piece of crap 286. They jammed that now into not only the whole WordPress core, but now also into WooCommerce. So if you're running a WordPress WooCommerce site, be expecting to sit there staring at gray boxes for a while until the JavaScript finally loads, because stupidity abounds. But hey, if you don't do that, you're going to get hacked, because there were some known vulnerabilities in WooCommerce recently as well. And so what they're doing is, instead of hacking the server and changing the files like they usually did, because that flags WordFence from saying, hey, a plugin file has changed. So instead of doing that, what they're doing is they're hacking into the server and serving an image instead. because the images aren't checked. Well, it turns out that if you actually look at the metadata for the image that's being loaded, we get this inside of the copyright image, which if you are a programmer, you'll see that this is a programming code. So what happens is the image gets loaded, the copyright EXIF data reads, and then it goes ahead and downloads, utilizes JavaScript to download a credit card skimmer to steal credit card information from WooCommerce. They're getting genius with this kind of stuff, people. It's quite incredible. And so if you happen to have these WooCommerce sites, make sure they're patched and be aware what you're looking for. So here's the index WordPress content. And we have this XF here, and I believe this is what we're looking at is the system tray. So this is kind of your skimmer deal. So make sure that this is patched. Now, if this is running, once this is installed, WordFence should find it because it does check the, wait, hold on, does it check the W key content? You know what? I don't think WordFence actually checks WP content by default. You might have to enable that. But it kind of looks like it should be there because most people don't know what they're looking at. So be careful if you're running those types of things. Frightening. That's kind of why I've been jumping ship from WordPress anyway lately. They're becoming crazy. All right. All you guys, you just abandoned all your cable. You're getting your little subscription services. Well, YouTube TV just jumped 30%. Guys, I'm seeing everything is jumping about 30%. If we are so addicted to streaming, if you guys are on this, you're going to be like going through withdrawal because you will not be able to afford your streaming services. Like across the board, services are just skyrocketing. It's kind of crazy. All right, so chances are if you pay for streaming service alternatives like live cable TV in the United States, your bills are about to go up. So, I mean, literally a lot of these things, even I who doesn't even really use anything, my hosting is actually going up by a whole ton from changing and subscription models and stuff. It's weird. But anyway, of course, if you're in the AT&T family, you can get, other services without charging quite as much because, net neutrality ended a couple years ago, and we've been saying, hey, no, Mr. Asia, shut your pie hole. These things don't change instantly. It's going to take a while. Well, this is a while, and they picked the perfect time to slowly start creeping these net neutrality death things through because, everything else has pretty much been eradicated by them. All right, on to our feature story today. This is it Ming Chi Kuo, I think? This is the guy that is usually right in his Apple predictions. He is usually right. Well, he's actually coming down and saying that 10.8-inch, 8.5-inch iPads will have a 20-watt charger, but the new iPhone 12s will not. So you will be able to go and buy your phone, and it won't have a charger in the box. And you see all of the Apple fanboys, the Apple sheeples running around. But you have a lot of them already. Not necessarily. What if you go into the store and you're like, this is my first ever iPhone. I'm finally switching over to the iPhone because, man, Android's just a thing. And I want to make this shift to Apple. You go out, you happily have your new phone. You get it home, you open everything up. There's no charger? WT! Never mind. But anyway, so how would you feel if you go out, you buy your $1,000+ brand new phone, it doesn't have a charger in the box. Oh, by the way, they don't have earbuds either anymore. Their reason is, hey, we're going to cut down on the shipping fees by leaving those out of the box so we can ship more iPhones per crate. This is their means of keeping the price lower for you. Of course, the fact that they're going to be selling chargers and selling headphones, just add it to the extra cost of your Apple tax. Guys, stop. All right, stop. Yeah, Apple phone shipping with no charger, that equals courage. Thanks for coming along. Let me know your thoughts on this article and the other articles. Thank you for the patrons and supporters who help keep this channel going, and we will see you in the next video.